County National Bank, Joe Williams. Hi, Joe.
Hey, good afternoon. Glad to be here, Bart. Love
Yeah.
March Madness. It's not quite March, but March Madness is almost here, so
Yes,
excited.
it is. The basketball postseason begun for boys next week. The girls, and and it is. Anything can happen.
Fun time of year. Really
Yeah.
like it.
And it's a sign of spring.
Sign of spring. You look out today. You know, the good news is the sun's out. It's fantastic. The bad news is allergy season's starting, and so I have a little bit of a raspy voice today because allergies kicked in as soon as the weather started to turn. But that's a good thing.
That's got to end too.
Yes.
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 Well, Joe and I were talking before the show, and Joe, you're really bullish on Jackson as a community, as an economic hub.
Yeah, I tell you, very active in the community, in all of our communities. But, recently attended the State of Jackson, put on by Ryan over at the Chamber of Commerce. And the guest speakers were the City of Jackson and the County Administrator. And just a lot of great, exciting things. I love the 100 Homes in 10-year program being administered by the City of Jackson. I think that's a great opportunity to take care of blight and take care of some of these empty lots and put new homes up and get first-time home buyers into these homes. So great program. The city will provide $25,000 down payment if you qualify. And there's some other programs, one through County National Bank, you can get up to an additional $10,000 down payment. And the city's program, if you're there 5 years, then the $25,000 is forgiven and it's completely your equity. But you start looking at some of the new businesses, the restaurants. One of the things that I get excited about the city of Jackson and the greater Jackson area is when you start looking across the country where communities are thriving and attracting people, it's all about affordability. And I think the biggest asset in a community is affordability. And so when you start looking at all the things that Jackson has to offer and the affordability, I think it makes Jackson a very attractive community to raise a family and come and work and grow and live and play.
Yeah, and I think a lot of times those of us living here in this bubble don't venture out, don't experience what the costs are in some other communities, and it's actually attracting. We're seeing more and more people wanting to live in or near Jackson for that reason.
That's a great thing. When that happens, you want to be around energy and excitement, and when that happens, everybody wins. The business community wins, the housing community, banks and financial services, everybody wins, and people then get to live in a really great community.
And it's good for all the businesses that are in the community, including the local banks. And I was looking at your financial statement for 2024. You guys had a year of growth. Yeah,
I tell you, when you start thinking about 2024, when we put our budget together in late 2023, the interest rate environment was really uncertain. Trying to manage the interest rate environment was challenging. Growing deposits so that we can fund loans in the community was challenging. But you know what? I'm really proud of the entire team at CNB. They all stepped up in all the communities that we're in. And I think, we have one simple message, Bart, for all of our communities. We're a local community bank. We take local deposits in and we lend it back out to small business owners so they can drive economic activity into the community. And so you take a look at our asset growth. We had some great asset growth year over year. Loan growth, net growth of about $75 million in net loan growth. So still lots of demand out there. When I talk to some other CEOs in other communities, they were starting to see a little bit of slowdown, but we've seen no slowdown in loan requests. And so that's a good thing. You take a look at our deposit growth, that's probably our most challenging area because it takes deposits to lend out in the community. And so we're really focused on deposit growth again this year. Net income, you can see we were up almost $1 million year over year in net income, which was fantastic. So really close to a record year for County National Bank. And so in 2025, depending on what the interest rate environment holds for us, we think we could get to a record year this year. But again, it's really because of the team. The thing I'm most proud about is we're all active in the communities that we live and serve. When you bank local, those monies get put back into the community, whether it be lending to small businesses. We also give a lot of charitable dollars back to support all of our communities. And probably one of the most important things, a lot of our people volunteer. and they serve in leadership roles in lots of nonprofits and community organizations. So to me, that's what a true community bank does. And when we do that, we get rewarded. And so we want to help our communities grow. And if we do that, we also grow with them, and we're able to support one another.
You know, Joe, one thing I think is worth mentioning, you were there when crisis hit, the pandemic causing a lot of businesses to suffer tremendous loss. You were there with the various pandemic relief programs and provided, I think, more in terms of number of clients, number of dollars than anyone else in the county.
That, you know what, that was some stressful time for the bank, but when the PPP money came out, we were able to take care of most of our clients. But probably the most astonishing thing, Bart, was that a lot of non-clients called us, because if they were banking with a large regional bank, you know, they just became a number in line waiting to get served. And they called people that they know at County National Bank, and we actually grew our portfolio on the deposit and loan side because we were able to get new clients because we were able to assist them with their PPP loan, both round 1 and round 2. So that was really, even though it was a lot of work and all hands on deck for the bank, it really gave us an opportunity to show people what a community bank can do when times get tough. We rally around our clients and our community to serve and support.
Yeah, and I remember you actually had people working around the clock up on Cortlandt Street to process all of these requests.
I was actually doing PPP loans myself. And so when you get to interact with clients, and it was hard because a lot of it was remotely over the phone. We would actually fill out the forms for them and submit them and make sure that the funds got into their account. But it was all hands on deck, and you know what? Everybody rolled their sleeves up and chipped in because they knew that's what a community bank does when there's a crisis.
One of the other areas of growth for CNB is your footprint. You've been able to expand your footprint and add your services to some neighboring communities.
Yeah, you know, City of Jackson, the Jackson, Greater Jackson community continues to be our largest loan production region at this point. So really proud of the Jackson team. Tony Baker and the team here do a great job. A little over a year and a half ago, we opened up our Kalamazoo Portage office with a really great team that lived and grew up in that community, went to Western Michigan University. So it's all about finding the right people that people know in the community, because it's all about relationships. But I think in 2024, we had in excess of $54 million in loan production out of the Kalamazoo Portage market. And then in December, we opened up a loan production office in Lansing, right off of Lake Lansing Road. And we're really excited. We've got a pretty good sized portfolio up there already. We've got a lender that lives up there, and we're looking to add more people to that office from the Lansing community, because again, it's all about relationships and getting people that live and people that you see at Friday night lights or in the grocery store. That's what community banking is. So we're really excited. I think over the next year or two, we'd really like to take time to really blow those offices and communities out, you know, with a full service office and make sure that we're serving that community like we do in our other communities. But, you know, if an opportunity comes up in the next 3 years, you know, that's something that we'll take a look at. It's part of our 3 to 5 year strategic plan that the board recently approved.
Well, it gives you another excuse to go to P.F. Chang's.
Love P.F. Chang's, absolutely, absolutely. I was out in San Diego at the end of January, and right down the road from my daughter's house is P.F. Chang's. So we walked down on a Friday night to have P.F. Chang's. So great restaurant, so absolutely.
Yeah, it must be fun to be able to hit the road and see some of the other communities and experience some things like P.F. Chang's.
Absolutely.
Now, you mentioned being involved in the community. When you look at so many of the community events that we have, like Art, Beer, and Wine, you, not only as bankers and employees of the bank participate, but it's a big financial contribution to support these institutions and these events as well.
Well, they're great events. They're great partners to County National Bank. And, you know, when we support those type of events, you know, we do it financially, but we also show up in great numbers. Probably one of the things that I enjoy most is coming to that Art, Beer, Wine Festival, because as I walk around, I get to meet so many clients of the bank, but so many community leaders. And that's truly what community is, right? All different types of people coming together for a common cause to support an event like that and make a positive difference in our community. And honestly, when we do that and when we attend and participate, we actually get more benefit and more joy out of it than just writing a check. You know, we can write checks, but we really like to be there to support all the organizations and support all the great community events that take place in the city of Jackson.
You're a public company and have a lot of your stockholders that actually live right here, and they participate in these events just like the employees.
Yeah, I tell you, you know, we've got a great representation of Jackson on our legal board. We've got a Jackson advisory board with Kurt Parker and Hendrik Schur and Ryan Ames on the advisory board. So again, it's all about being community. There are eyes and ears out there because they live here every day and they're out in the community. So if we're stubbing our toe, you know, we want our associates or our advisory board or our shareholders to let us know, hey, you need to step up and improve on that. So at the end of the day, we're all in it together.
Well, we appreciate you and your partnership with JTV and our sponsorship of our programming, high school sports, and our green room. Thanks for all your support.
Well, Bart, we couldn't be City of Jackson without the Bart Holly Show. You know, everybody has a role to play, and I think the messages that you get out, the sponsorships and the people that you bring in, I really enjoy going back, watching a lot of the episodes after they're taped, and you learn a lot about the community and the business, and you see a lot of commonality of people that care about the community. So thank you for all that you do. I don't think our community, sometimes we forget how lucky we are to have someone like you and the Bart Holly Show participating and being active in the community. So thank you.
Well, thank you very much. Sure appreciate it. Always great to see you, Joe.
Great to see you. You have a great day, and think spring.
Yeah, you bet.
Yeah.
Certainly we can do that today. CEO and President of County National Bank, Joe Williams.